All right, so let's play around with this form. Let's make this form look good. First of all, I want these inputs to go, one on top of the other, and I want them to have some space, and I want a submit button down here. All right, so let's right click on it real quick, and let's see if we can style it here before we do anything in the other side. All right, so the form right now, what do you think? Is it too big? I think it's actually kind of big, right? So let's actually make this form a little bit um, less wider. All right, so let's wide. So you see this element style. This is this little element right here. So let's see width. I want this to be, I don't know, you can play around with the percentages or the pixels. It's up to you. I'm gonna use pixels. I'm gonna say 300 pixels. All right, that's gonna put everything there. Let's do 500 pixels. All right, and let's put a border around it so that way we can see what's going on, right? So border, let's do 2 pixels, solid black. All right, let's do some padding, and remember padding is inside. So if you do 10 around it, 10 here, 10 there, and 10 there, you do top right, bottom left. All right, you can do a little bit more than that from the top. All right, or the sides like this. All right, we're gonna leave it at 10. All right, so let's look at it. All right, we can actually do this. Let's just say margin. Let's put some margin around it. Margin 0 auto. All right, so we're centering it. As you can see, it's already centered. Perfect. All right, let's make this a little smaller and see what happens. So I'm putting my cursor there, and I'm just putting my arrow keys down. That way it's getting smaller, smaller, smaller. Let's see. All right, we're gonna leave it in 500. That's fine. All right. Now remember that we need these fields on top of each other. How can we achieve that? Let's copy all this style here real quick to the form. And remember, we have an ID for that container for the form. So you can see that here. Let's go to styles or style, and let's just put a comment real quick. Comment contact page. And a good habit, you should get in the habit of actually putting an ID here, okay? Because you might have other forms in other pages. So put that ID there, come back to your styles, and start targeting that. And I think that's an ID that we have. It's called form. All right, there we go. We put our brackets, curly brackets in there. Save it. Make sure that you save your contact page, and let's go. Let's try that. All right, as you can see, no difference. That means that the styles applied to it. Now let's actually put this above each other. All right, these fields. All right, so this is the contact page. How can we make this on top of each other? All right, so let's put a paragraph tag. That's one way of doing it, right? If we could do this like this, and we do that for the rest of them. Let's first check on this two, and then we'll see if that worked. And as you can see, it works, right? So we can use paragraph tags. That looks good, right? Let's copy. Let's do this one here. What about the text area? We can target the text area however we want, actually. This message here, oops. Text area, and we forgot an input for this. Actually, that's the label for the text area. Oops. Sorry about that, guys. I need my coffee. I haven't drank my coffee, and I told you I was going to drink it, but I'm trying to, not drink as much coffee. We need a label for that. Message. All right. And since we are using HTML5, we can put a placeholder as well for our inputs. So we can say this is the input name, and we can say placeholder. Oops. Like this, and we can say your name. Let's look at it. But that's why we have labels, right? You see that? We can do that if we wanted to. All right, everything is on the next line, which is good. Now we need to style it a little bit more, because really this form is not looking pretty nice yet. Not that nice. All right. One thing to keep in mind is also this contact heading right here. What we could do is center it, put it right in the middle. So let's do inspect element, and we could do text align center, and that's gonna center that. All right. So let's actually do that real quick. And as a matter of fact, let's look at our home page real quick. And I think we don't have any headings there, but we could make that heading centering all of them if we wanted to. That's the great thing about CSS, All right, so contact, and we have this heading here. We can just say, put a class here and call that page heading. There we go. Save it. Go back to your styles. And I believe that was a class that we created. And let's align it. Oops. Text align center. There we go. All right. And if anything else has that class, we should actually make that universal. If anything else has that class, we'll take over it. We'll apply those styles. All right. So no difference there. Perfect. All right. We'll put some margin below it just to make sure. Let's just go ahead and test it out. Put some margin bottom, and let's just put 20 pixels. Let's look at it real quick, see how it looks. All right, perfect. I think 20 pixels is good. All right. All right. That's gonna apply to everything. Anything that has this class, which is the beauty of CSS. Back in the day with HTML was, you had to copy and paste all that stuff. CSS takes care of that. Perfect. Now what I was thinking is actually making this a little bit more 2.0, a little bit more modern, this input fields. So in the next lecture, we're going to target this input field and make it look nice, because we want a really cool contact form for our customers that go into our websites or our visitors, right? So anyway, thank you so much for watching this lecture, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.